Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome back to Factorio, the island. My name, of course, is Orbital Potato. Alright, I need to stop singing my intros. I mean, I don't want to, break people's eardrums or anything, so I'll try and keep the singing to a absolute minimum, if at all possible. Alright, so what is going on? What is going on right now? I don't quite really know. Like, I haven't really sussed out what the issue is quite yet. I'm working on it, though. I'm working on it. Always working on fixing the problems, folks. That's what you gotta know about good old Tato here. Whoa, 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 what was going on over there? Is there some blueprints or something that need to be built? Yeah, that's what's going on. That is exactly what's going on right now. And it seems that it's taking a lot of effort to do that. One object is missing the material for construction. Shit. Over there. Alright. We're gonna put a gun turret in temporarily. We don't even have the ammo on us. Oh my god. We need to do something with our research. We need to get logistics systems set up before we can really go any further. Logistics system. There we go. Get that. We just need it. We need it literally right now because we need requester chests. Oh shit. Shit. Fucking hell. This train could die. It's not gonna die. We're gonna make our great escape. However, some shit is gonna go down over there. Oh god. Whew, I was gonna try and like turn around and then ram it into him. That was gonna be my plan, but that didn't really seem to work. Whatever. Okay, yeah, we need logistics system set up because we really would like the capacity to just say, hey, you know all of these gun turrets that we've got around at the moment? We would like them to always have ammo. So we're gonna try and do that. Goodness gracious me, what is the delay that is going on here? Now, I've talked a little bit before about how we want to be using the best defenses that we possibly have for the base because it's, a priority one to keep alive. We really need to make sure that it doesn't die. But we literally just do not have enough batteries. I mean, I'm going to try and make a couple more laser turrets, but until we get our oil online, and that really, in fairness, should not take as long as it has. Like, it's taken a while because the biters have just really been very inconvenient in the way that they are fucking us around, and we've needed to set up a bunch of defenses, but yeah, that's annoying, but you know what? It's the truth. It's the truth. The biters have been really cramping my style the last couple of episodes, and so we want to make sure that stops happening. Because that is not acceptable. Not acceptable at all. Have enough for a turret? We need one more battery. I'll take that battery. And I'll build a turret. What a great bloody idea, eh, Potato? Let me just go and check on this research area. Yeah, we are not going to have enough blue flasks for our logistics system. That basically means that it's all or nothing. We need to go all out on making sure that this oil area is fully functional. Because if it's not, then we're in trouble. Let's go up here. I want to check on the oil area and how far away it is from here. Yeah, we need to set this up like right now. Alright. We need to set this up right now. That's a really annoying time constraint that we need to keep in mind. Okay, let's get our blueprint out. Let's rotate it around. Let's place it down. Yeah, somewhere over there, I think, should be fine. That'll do? Yeah. That's fine for us, I think. No. The turrets just overlap, which is kind of annoying a little bit. Alright, I'm going to pick up this turret right here. this turret right here, and then we should be able to place it down with no worries in the world. Looks good. What's wrong? What's wrong? Fucking Roboport up at the top there is screwing with everything. There we go. Place down, great. 2 Roboports are missing. That's an interesting one. I don't think we can build them on our person right now. We need advanced circuits. That's gonna suck, but you know what? Hey ho, I guess we're gonna have to live with it. Remove that turret right there, and let's place out the rest of the track. Let's get rid of that bit, because we don't actually need it, and let's just place out the track over here. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I don't know if this is going to work, but we're going to give it a shot. Quickly, I need to run back to the base and get the Roboport set up. If not, if we don't do that, should I say, then we're not going to be able to build. In fact, we should be able to... Wait a minute. Our current Roboport access should allow us to build pretty much all of this area without the Roboports. I was thinking that we're going to have to go back to base and set up the Roboports, but you know what? Honestly, that's fine. That's fine. We can totally just leave that there. Yeah, fuck it. You know what? Fuck it. We need to get this set up, and so we're going to do that. Right? It's just got to take just got to take priority. It really does. All right, how do we want to connect this up? Probably in a way like so. We'll have a little bit of straight track over here, and then we've got to find some way of mucking around to make sure that this works. Let me guess, it was over... Yeah, it was over there. Fuck. We need to go over there and fix that. I forgot to place that turret down. I specifically made that turret to replace the turret that didn't have any ammo in. And I completely forgot to do that. So we need to go and do it now. There we go. Finally stops. Yeah, just up here. That is kind of sucky that I forgot and I have to come all the way back down to do that, but needs must, eh? Needs must. We really must do this. It's kind of important, you know? It's kind of important. Also, I can make a bunch of pump jacks. I've already got an assembly machine. I've got a bunch of iron to make pipes with. We honestly should be in a pretty darn good position. I'm going to make a cargo wagon right now because we're going to need it for oil. We honestly should be in a darn good position to make all of the infrastructure that we need. We should be just fine to go ahead and do it. Zip, zip, zip. Sweet. Alright. Let's see if we can make our dreams a reality. This is going to be a little bit of a difficult track to branch off of, I think. Gonna give it a shot, though. Oh, this is... I do not like how dodgy this is. This is real dodgy. And could do a diagonal track here. Yeah, I guess that might actually work, you know? Believe it or not, sometimes my really crappy ideas come through. Huh. Who'd have thought? Who'd have actually thought? Alright, sweet. Let's see how many pump jacks we actually need. Pump jacks take a ridiculously long time to actually manufacture. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 5 plus 1 is 6. We have 0 pipe on us right now, so that is really, really bad. But hey-ho. We have to build 1 train station. We've already got the train set up. Wait, let's build the station first, since that doesn't take so long to build. Let's build the pump jacks individually. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Perfect. Let's get the train stop set up right over here. Wait, what? I've just had a better idea. I've had a better idea than this. It's just gonna work. I don't know if this is gonna work. Like, are we gonna be able to path this through here? I don't know. I don't know. We'll need to wait until we have a pump jack to test it on. We've got a pump jack now. Yeah, that should be fine. That should be fine, actually. We'll rock and roll it like that. So my idea was, actually, this is a much better idea right now that I've had. But you know, we could actually just leave this bit of track in. You know what? Fuck it. Let's just leave this bit of track in. It can be like a turning circle, I guess, if people want to turn around at a pinch. Oh, you kidding me? I placed it all wrong. I placed loads of diagonal track wrongly. That sucks whenever you place track wrongly, especially diagonal track, because people who have watched an episode of this before know that I have a particular pet peeve for fucking diagonal track. It's the worst type of track. Absolutely. Alright, whatever, doesn't matter. It's fine. Okay, but yeah, what I was going to do is I was going to try and branch this out here. Bring this around this way. And then, since this is the return track is going to, you know, head up this way, supposedly in parallel with the track that leads you to there. And then we're going to get this, and it's going to turn around as soon as I get the orientation right. There we go. Come on, please work. You fucking bastard. This doesn't work. It doesn't work. It doesn't fucking work. Welp, how can we make this work? Because I think that this is the best situation. There's no, like, little squiggly turns, unfortunately, in this game. There's just hard, cold corners. What we can do, which probably would be kind of easy to rectify, let's queue this up for destruction, because I do not want to place it all back down myself. In fact, you know what? Can we blueprint this? Oh, we've already blueprinted it. In fact, let's just blueprint the base track right there. I'll take that. Blueprint, yes, and I want you to make the track go one above. Literally just one above. There we go. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. That's fine. You know, we always knew that this would be the toughest part, right? Actually setting up the oil. Or should I say the tracks? Okay, so I need to go one up from here. So it needs to be on par with where I'm standing at this very moment in time. Perfect. Beautiful. Works a charm. Fingers crossed that this is the right level. If it's not, then I'm going to be a really salty dude. Because I'm just going to invest I'm just going to have gone and invested a shit ton of time into doing pretty much fuck all then, won't I? One object was destroyed. As long as turrets are engaged with the enemy, then I'm fine with that. I'll take it. Wait, what? Wait, what? Did I just fuck up hugely? No, I didn't mess up hugely. I didn't mess up hugely. Because that allows us to just build out this way, right? Here's my thought process. Build out this way. And then you're like, oh, man, this is off. Not for long. Because we're going to fix that. We're going to fix it, chums. We're going to fix it. So, that's going to have to go there. That's going to have to go there. Still under attack, but that's fine. And that goes there, right? You seeing what I'm going for? Yeah, pretty much. And basically, we can have our oil loading station over here, and it means that we don't have to fuck around with diagonals or anything. And that's, let me tell you, a much, much, much nicer prospect. This is going to be oil point 2. You know, keep it nice and orderly. That's what we like to do. Set name. Perfect. Do we have our train on us? No, we do not. That's fine. Doesn't really matter. How's our construction of this going on? That seemed to go pretty darn well. Oh yeah, we need to place down a pylon again. Whoops-a-daisy. I forgot about that. Why Honest to God, I wish you just shut up, biters. You really are fucking very stupid right now. We need one more pump jack. One more pump jack. Under there. Under there. And the one last one shall go there. Alright, let's run the train. Go to oil point 2. You have no fuel. That's great. Great. Stop the train. Delete the station. Delete the station. And let's go for a nice simple setup right now. In fact, maybe only one inserter. Maybe we only need one inserter. I mean, let's not overcomplicate things a little bit. It's just going to be the case of we bottle up the oil and we send it on the way. Fill crude oil barrel. Beautiful. We're also going to need an unloading stop, so... in fact, we need a way to buffer this. So it may be... maybe not as simple as we thought, but no, it should be just fine. We can unload this. You can be set to the empty crude oil barrels. Yep, and you can be set to full crude oil barrels. Get an iron chest down there, get an iron chest over there, get a chest over there like, or get an inserter over there like that. You can go there. Perfect. Perfect. That should work. We just connect that up to the network. Like so. We tell it to fill crude oil barrel. And that little setup should work an absolute treat. All we need to do now is actually provide the oil. And for that, we're going to need all of these pump jacks. Let's get some lighting down here. Because I can barely bloody see what I'm doing. There we go. Some good old lighting. We're also going to need some pylons, so we'll get making some pylons. But most importantly, we're going to need some pipage. Let's get some pipage on the go, chums. That's right, I call it pipage. Got a problem? Well, you should stop having that problem, because it's not going to change. It's always going to be pipage to me. A little bit of a faff, a little bit of bad management of cables, but ugh, it's fine. Whatever, it doesn't matter. Objects were destroyed, really? Just 2 robots? That's fine. I can take that any day of the week. I'll take it. It's just 2 robots. It's better than, you know, a critical structural, you know, part of whatever it is that we need to protect. Okay, so I'm just lightly setting this up. I'm blueprinting exactly what I want to see. Should have some more being made very, very soon indeed. That should be almost enough for us. We're going to have to move that, unfortunately. But that should be just perfect. And you can be rotated around a little bit. And that goes over there. Alright, now all we need is a bunch of normal pipe to connect up all the corners. And this is like a puzzle, isn't it? It's like an absolute puzzle of where we need to connect all the corners. But I've planned it out mentally, as in, obviously, pretty badly. But it should be fine. There's a little bit of overground piping there, but that's fine. It shouldn't make a difference. And this should work very, very well. We might have difficulties with oil barrels. That might actually be a problem for us. I was thinking how best we're going to be able to do this. It should honestly be fine, because if we just keep the number of oil barrels in like each different little network confined, then we shouldn't have any problems. I don't think that we're ever going to have a shipment of oil where... Oh man, there's so much oil right now. We're we're going to need to keep on building barrels. It's a great feeling. It's a great feeling. Let's actually get a storage tank in here so we can just continually pump oil. But in the meantime, let's keep on getting some barrels in there. There we go. Perfect. More and more barrels of oil. Storage. Perfect. Works an absolute charm. Beautiful. So we're going to be able to see the amount of crude oil that we've got, and we're going to be able to store it whilst we are away mucking around with everything. Alright, now you're going to go for oil drop-off and oil point 2. You're going to wait 30 seconds at each, and we're going to run the train. No path. Yeah, so that's what I thought. That is a problem that I thought we would have. So I'm going to stop the train, and I'm going to run you along the path to see where we have our problems. Really? What is going on here? What the heck? Is it just a cornering issue? Like, did I just place the track wrong? Yeah, track was just placed wrong. I probably overlapped it with what the robots had to do. That doesn't matter though. We've got 23 thingies of oil, and that is more than we've ever had before. Really, really is. So can I run the train now? Hey, it works! It works! My precious, precious oil. Ha ha ha. This is great. This is very, very good. So what I mean to say is that any of the barrels, right, that are taken out of the train should immediately be put back into the train. I don't think there'll ever be a situation where we don't manage to put them back onto the train. If that is the case, then that could be a little bit of a problem. You know what? This might actually be a little bit of a problem. We might start losing oil barrels. So you see what I mean? So oil barrel, like empty oil barrels could be transferred on this train back to wherever it was, rather than on this train, which is where they're needed. There we go, stick them all in there. And I'm actually just going to upgrade this to fast belt, just so that we can try our absolute hardest to make sure that we get all of the required oil barrels back on the train. But yeah, I think that that's a pretty good job. Pretty darn good job. Very, very happy about that. Just leave the train again. Speed this up. You know, just so that there's no mucking around. There's no wasting time. There's none of this nonsense. Because we cannot afford to waste a single second. But we've got a whole bunch of oil barrels actually loaded up. We can try making a couple more. Don't know if that's going to make much of a difference, but it's worth a shot. Perfect. There's also a little bit of an issue of how there could be a queue. I'm not too bothered about that possibility. It's, you know, it's something that we'll have to deal with when we come to it, but for now, we're just going to have to live with it. But I'm super, super glad that we finally got our oil production up and running. It's nice and easy to get to. The train network is working like an absolute charm. And we should be loading up barrels. We should be barreling barrels. Should be absolutely great. Fantastic. So obviously it's a little bit skewed this time because you know, we've got a little bit extra crude oil sitting around because we would usually have a massive supply of barrels right here, just ready to you know, ready to be filled, but unfortunately they weren't there this time, and you know, hey ho. But wow, what a ton, absolute ton of oil we have. This is insane, this amount. This is absolutely ridiculous. I don't think I've ever seen so much oil in my whole life. It's ridiculous. It is very, very crazy. Just think of all of the the petroleum that we're going to get from this. Oh, this is nice. This is really nice. This is really, really nice. We've actually got oil still in this chest for the first time in a long time. How crazy is that? That is insane. Absolutely insane. We might actually have some issue with oil barrels, but I'll try and keep an eye on this network just to say, you know, just to make sure that we at least know what's going on. Wow, who would have thought? How much crude oil do we have stored over here? It's actually going up. It's going up slowly but surely. How unbelievable is that? We're making plastic at a consistent rate. That's, again, unbelievable. Our batteries. Look at our batteries. Oh, my goodness. So many batteries right now. Oh, I'm so happy. So happy. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be ending the episode. But for now and for me, my name, of course, has been Over Potato. This has been Factorio, the island. Thank you very, very much for watching. And until next time, bye.